Okay. Hello and welcome again to another Thursday Paint Time with James. Sponsored by the Third Universe Comic Emporium, home of Professor Sona, Brian, Dale, and many others. We're here today. We're going to be working on something new. We've been working on our Space Marine that we've been working on. But today, thought we'd try moving on to a new project. We'll come back to the Space Marine. Just need a break from it. Right now I have a... That's not a good camera showing it. Primaris Psyker. That is from the board game... what was this from? One of the board games they put out. It's a really nice model. I like it a lot. gives us a chance to try some different colors and some different techniques on, a model that's not a Space Marine. For one, I hope my audio is coming in good. Now it's a little loud. Let me adjust my audio. All right, that should be a little bit better. Yeah. All right. So we're going to work on this lady today. It is a lady. And this gives us a chance to try some new stuff. So what I was thinking on this model, thinking a red cloak, white tabard wrapped around her or coming off of her. That's really loud. Huh. Excuse me while I try to figure this out. Maybe that should work better. Okay. We're over here. Primed white, put together, cleaned up beforehand, obviously. Blackstone Fortress, I think. No, Combat Arena. She's from Combat Arena. A board game they put out that you can get at Barnes & Noble's. I think it was one of their board games. And several other places. Brian at Third Universe can get it for you. I believe it's a limited edition, so it might not still be available, so you might have to special order it. All right. We're going to start out blocking in colors. We're going to be using contrast paints and traditional paints on this today. Contrast paints are just too good, honestly, to not use. They're just so easy. It's like cheating. It's like washes. You don't know what washes are. Washes are like cheating. A little bit more over here. So we got our Flesh Terrors red. That's what we're going to start out with for the red cape. Or do I want to use... I'm going to go with blood. I'm going to go with Blood Angels red. Blood Angels red. It's a little lighter, make the model brighter. If we need to tone the red down to a darker color, we can go ahead and do that with a wash or something along those lines. We can go with a nice bright color palette on this model. Using a number 0 round head brush. Nothing special about this brush. It's just new. Haven't used it yet. Really, any number 0 brush will work for you, or number 1. This is more like a number 1, or even 2. Where are we at? We're over here. So when you're, excuse me, when you're deciding what colors you want to paint your model, a lot of times you're going off a theme. Theme is very important. Or you're painting something, freestyle, and then you have to worry about how you want to do, what colors you want to use, how you want to make them sync with each other. Because if you don't know the color wheel, which is an artist tool for choosing colors. Not just artists use it, but anyone in drafting or printing uses it. Anyone in the art field definitely use it. It'll help you tell what colors work well together. Colors that are next to each other don't necessarily work. It's hard to describe. They don't work well together. They don't not work well together. It's colors that are too away from each other don't work well together. Colors that are across from each other work very well together. This cloak goes all the way up and around her waist. If anyone saw the pre-stream, had a new starting soon screen that I set up for myself, so people don't get confused and think that I'm Sonia. I think people were upset last time when it wasn't Sonia playing Mario Kart. But get up in there. So that's why things like reds and blues and reds and greens work well together. They're contrast colors because they're across from each other. They work nice. They look well. They complement each other. Oh, I'm not a color expert. I'll leave that to my wife. She is. Oh, these contrasts are so good. It's a nice red on there. Such a good color, that red. I know one of the other colors we're definitely going to be using on this model is going to be Apothecary White. This color is really interesting. It's a strange light blue. Excuse me while I fix my chair. Very light blue, at least when it dries. That's what it tints the model, the recesses. We're going to be using that, I think, definitely on this tabard here and maybe her shirt. And she's going to run into the Deadpool problem of if you get blood on it, if you don't want the blood to show, paint it red. Wear red. Now with this Apothecary White, and whites are really hard. I'm not going to lie. Whites are hard to paint. They're hard to make look good. Even the white primer that's on this model, if you saw this next to an actual white, it's a gray. It's not white. This is a really light gray. So I think for the format we've been trying, I'm going to go about a half hour to 45 minutes at the longest. That way we don't run long and these videos don't turn into a slugfest of sitting through to see what painting I'm doing on a single model. So I figured if we went a half hour at the longest, 45 minutes, that would be better. And I encourage input. If you have any questions about what we're doing, if you want to see something specific, eventually we're going to be painting definitely some non-imperial things. I have some orcs, like this little guy. some Gretchens that I worked on before for myself because I thought they were cute. Yes, Gretchen can be cute. Fight me. Eventually, we'll probably get to this guy here. Picked him up when I went to the Hartford, Connecticut Games Workshop Warhammer Commemorative Series Gorzag, Git Stampa, and Nikit. This model. This might be one of the next ones we paint. Do some orc flesh, which can be surprisingly easy. Okay. Inside of her robes. I'm going to paint the inside of her robes white also. That's going to be a little, not tricky, but we got a little bit of red on it, so we're going to have to go in and clean that up. But cloak. It's a cloak, not a robe. She's not a tech priest. So she's part of a board game. Like I said, Games Workshop put out a few board games over the past couple of years. I think this came out during COVID, so it might apply to that. But it came with several models that are really nice. It came with her. It came with a Servitor, Tech Marine Servitor. This guy's also very cool. And it came with a few other ones. Where'd they go? There she is. This lady right here. This is one of the reasons why I bought the kit itself. This lady's got some crazy. She's a rogue trader. She's got some cool stuff going on. She's got like a robotic leg and some servo skulls hanging out with her and 2 revolver pistols. She even got, if you can see it, it's hard to see when it's primed white like this, the Servitor servo skull is loading her pistol. That's a pretty cool model. They have rules in 40K. You can play them. I don't know exactly how they work in 40K because their factions are weird. The way their factions set up. Underneath here, that's a little tricky. Go around this side. Okay. All right, now we wait for that to dry. So I'm thinking we're going to go with her boots and greaves on her shin with some black. I started out with Basilicum Gray. I can find my open pot of it. Basilicum Gray contrast paint. No. I'm going to go back with my original thought, which was Black Templar. Black Templar contrast. We're going to do boots and gloves in Black Templar. It's going to allow us to do some cool effects on her grasping hand, her psychically charged hand. Doing her gloves in that. So what you want to look for when you're starting this part is just blocking it in, getting good coverage, make sure, or try not to miss anything, especially the contrast paints over white. If you miss something, it's going to be very stark once you're done, and you're not going to be able to, you're not going to notice it while you're doing it. You may not notice it while you're doing it. And then once it dries and you see that white spot, you're going to be like, oh no, I got a huge white spot on here. You can go back in and paint over it, but if you avoid doing it, you avoid darkening down an area that you don't want to. It's still easier than traditional layering. Significantly easier. So much easier. Stuff's great. I gotta stay on camera here. Try for a small adjustment. Over here. There we go. I didn't notice this before. She's got some cool gloves on. Now, Primary Psyker, it's not like a Primary Space Marine who also has Psykers. Or Sanctioned Psyker. They're really cool in Warhammer. They're if they're not brought into the fold by the Sisters of Silence, who are a branch of the Ecclesiarch? Question mark? Ah. Oh, I'm sorry. You screwed up not changing something. I thought I did. My bad. I went into Twitch and I changed it. I thought I changed it. I'm still new at this. Leave me alone. Don't be mean. I'm just starting this streaming stuff. There's so many buttons to press. Be kind and gentle to me. Or maybe I did it on purpose to try and trick you into coming to watch. So check my monitor. Not very focused very well, is it? It's a little bit better. So on the staff, you can get this with the black, because we're going to paint that a metallic. I think it'd be cool to have a cool, like a big golden staff, power staff of some sort. Off of that, we can like put some glowy effects. It's definitely what I want to do with her other hand. Oh, I got a stray brush, stray paint fiber, paintbrush bristle. It's trying to run away. I wonder how everyone's doing out there. We had recently had a very bad snowstorm up here in Northeast in Connecticut. Southern central Connecticut, if that makes sense. We had a rather brutal snowstorm in the whole tri-state area. but everyone made it out okay. Get this cable too. One of the things I will definitely say, if you're planning on painting metallics onto a model, using metallic paints, you want them to have black underneath them. You'll get better results. Either do it the way I'm doing it here with the contrast paints, or Abaddon black, or a black spray primer, or any black primer for that in general. Definitely want to have that painted with black underneath it. The metallics show better on it. Had a little bit of pooling. Clear out the pooling with this contrast paint. Our staff has some cool like wavy lines in it. Can't make them out just yet. So some of the neat things on this model that they put on here symbolize the Imperium. The eye is for the Inquisition. There's a literal eye on there, which is typically for navigators. I don't believe this model is a navigator. She does have the eye on her chest too, which you can't make out on this because it's so bright. Imperial navigators help guide ships through the warp. Space travel through long distance faster than light in Warhammer's rather brutal. And if you don't have a navigator, an Imperial navigator on your ship, you're good as dead because you don't know where you're going. There's no way to guide yourself through the warp. It's pretty crazy. And then when you're literally traveling through the ether of the warp, you're oh, I tricked Ground Dog again. Hey Ground Dog, this is like the third time you watched my stream. But I tricked you into coming into it by not changing my thing by accident. I thought I did that though. Well, now that you're here, Ground Dog, you've watched videos with the other guy. What'd you say his name was? Terry? I don't remember what you said his name was. Is that the young man who was at West Point? Army officer now. God, he's got to be like... Last time I saw him, he was like 19. He was a freshman. Sophomore. Sophomore at West Point. It's crazy. It's 2021. I have some plans for this cowling she has on her head. It's going to be cool, I think. We're going to use some nice, crazy electric blues. It's going to be model number 2, Electric Boogaloo. Bluegaloo. I'm an idiot. When you said you last time you were on here, I asked if anyone or if you had seen Warhammer before, and he said you saw a couple videos of one of the other guys doing it. I just don't remember what his name was. The only person I remember that was at Brian's store, Third Universe, was a young man who was at West Point, and he would come down to Brian's store, and he was heavily into Warhammer at the time. I believe he was helping Brian teach people how to play and paint. Jesse! Yeah. If it's the same dude was a cool dude. Dude was a cool dude. The dude abides. Member of the Church of the Dude. If you've not seen The Big Lebowski and you're able to watch rated R movies, I know some people are kind of young, should not be watching that movie. That's a good movie. Groundbreaking. Got a big old flying saucer up here on her head. There's a message from our sponsor, Third Universe. So, Ground Dog, seeing you're the only person in here right now that I can talk to, Lisa's answering. You live near Brian's store? You live in Israel. My God, that's far away. What you got going on over there right now? Being safe during COVID? I believe they sell Warhammer in Israel somewhere. It's probably a Games Workshop store. Maybe. Would not know. I've never been to Israel. I've been to Egypt, North Africa, Suez Canal. Went past Israel, essentially. It's hot. You got an appointment for the vaccine already. Well, I am not above the age 65, so I am not yet eligible for a vaccine. Right now in the States, at least for where I get my health care through the VA Association, they're doing people over the age 65 and up, and I do not qualify for that. So it's got to be like 10:30 at night for you also. That's crazy. Is it 6 or 8 hours? 12:03. Wow. Go to bed, bro. Not much else to do right now, is there? Oh, it's only 7. Wait, no, that can't be right. Oh, you guys don't have daylight savings time. That's why. I can do her other leg. All right, we're gonna finish up this other foot and then start wrapping up today. Like I said, I want to try and keep these about a half an hour. If they get too long, we don't want to have to slog through an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of me droning on about something that no one wants to hear. Biology exam. What level education are you on? Your bachelor's degree. Wow, impressive. You going for doctorate? You're going to become a doctor? You know, the world needs them right now. Okay, we're just taking a look, see if there's anywhere we missed. The black. Get up in there. And then right there. A couple of little spots. Missed a couple tiny little specks. Really shows up when you're painting over white. Oh, electrical engineering. Wow, that's hardcore, man. I went back to school when I was in my 30s for I was going to attempt to get an electrical engineering degree. And you know, when you start getting older, you start forgetting things like how to do some math. And man, the math they wanted me to do kicked my butt. I'm better at working with my hands anyway. Bioengineering. That's cool. Yeah, the math and engineering is really terrifying. The prerequisites for when I was going for my associate's degree for the engineering program was calculus 4, like some weird sort of advanced trigonometry. I don't even pretend to know if I know what it is. It's some crazy stuff. Why is this not very... I wonder if it's the lighting. Alright, so we got started today with this new model, the Imperial, apparently Navigator. I'm still pretty sure she's not a Navigator, even though she has the iconography. Go with a nice rich red cloak. Some nice black leather gloves and boots. High boots. We're going to go and pick out the chest areas with some metallics. That's why I went over them with the black also. Same with the staff. You start blocking out parts of the model. And you start blocking them out. It gives you an idea what's going on. And then you can decide on colors. Well, detail colors, because there are many shades. Like the white can be built up to a different color white. You say, well, white's only one color. No, white's got a bunch of different colors in it. You add some blues to it and get it nice and cool. That's a good question. I haven't really planned that out completely yet. Why is this not... Does the focus on your side look good? I can't tell. I only have the tiny screen on my monitor. Do this. Oh, you see more of the detail now. She's got detail on her little loincloth thingy. The staff. The Inquisition and the Navigator Eye. The Imperial Aquila. A little pistol-y back here. That's cool. She's got a pistol. She's a combatant. Don't ever think she's not. Plan's going to be... I think the pants are going to end up being... I don't know. Probably like a lighter... Like a light yellow. Like a really pale yellow on there. And then... We're going to go pick out the details on this cloak on the back. We're going to try and pick that. Can you see that? There's a little filigree on it. We're going to try and pick that out with a nice, like a gold. That's going to be a little tricksy, but you know what? You only get good if you try. Sucking at something is the first step to being good at something. Jake the Dog. Adventure Time. Watch it. It's good. But that's where we're going to leave it off for today. We're about a half hour in. And I will see you guys most definitely on Sunday. And then I'm probably going to look for, tell me what you think, Sundays at around 4:30. Tuesday and Thursday also at 4:30. So let me know what you think. Comment. Yeah, I loved Adventure Time. It's probably one of the best shows they've been on TV in years. And it ended, oh well, it had a good run, good conclusion. All right. So that's going to be it for me for the day. I hope to see you all soon. Like I said, we're looking at Sunday will be my next stream. And then hopefully I'll see you then. And I will have a good evening, and you have a great evening. I will.